Hey guys, my name's Riley and today we're gonna do a review, not watch, I almost said we're gonna watch. We're gonna do a review of Buffy season 3 and some guesses for Angel season 1. So today is the season 3 review. So I have my questions that you guys submitted over here on my laptop. Basically what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna go over all the questions first, and then at the end, if there's anything else I feel like I need to say, I'll say it. But usually people are just looking for like predictions, favorite and least favorite episodes, you know, my opinion on like the story, what I thought of like this season compared to other seasons, like, you know, the typical questions. I feel like they'll all be covered through the like questions that were submitted, so I feel like it's just easier to go over those first. So you guys know, I'm not feeling the best today. I don't know how much is gonna be shown on camera, like if you can pick up on it. I think it's just allergies. My nose is really stuffed, my throat's a little scratchy, but of course, as soon as I said that, I'm just putting it out there. If I sound funny, that's why. Let's just get started because there's not much else to say for this introduction. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello, I have a Patreon open. There will be full unedited reactions on there, so if that's something that you're interested in, you can check out the link in my pinned comment or the description. I'm just gonna start reading off the questions. There's gonna be like repeat questions, so if I don't answer your question, it's probably because it was already asked. At the time of me filming, there is 19 questions, so let's go over them. Obviously, you know about Angel leaving to go to Angel, but do you think there will be any other changes to the cast for Buffy season 4? Sean. From Sean. Yeah. I think they will add more characters because Angel's the only one leaving. I still feel like they're going to add a new character. I don't know if they'll add like a main character, like a character we'll see like all the time every episode, but I feel like they'll at least add those like another side character, similar to how like Cordelia was at the beginning. You know how like in the season 1 she was there like all the time, but she wasn't really like a main character, was she? I don't think she was in the credits. I can't remember, but I feel like they'll add a character like that. Like a character that isn't part of like the main cast, but like gets added in as a side character. I feel like they'll add one, at least one, because they need something to replace Angel. I don't know if they'll add a love interest, because now Buffy doesn't have one. They might do like what they've done before, like a short, tiny little love interest. Like, I can't remember that guy's name, but when, like right after Angel went to that hell or whatever, when, you know what I'm talking about, when Buffy had to kill her and she dated that one guy for a little bit, they could do something like that maybe. I don't know if they'll go full on love interest, like an equal to Angel just yet, you know what I mean? I feel like I answered more than just the question. What was your favorite episode title from Buffy season 3? That's an interesting one. Let me go look at the episode titles. I feel like this is gonna be a weird answer, but I kind of like Band Candy, like that title for that episode. Like it's so ambiguous, but it means everything. I don't know why. I like titles that like don't really give away. Like titles where like if you read it without watching it, you'd be like, what is this? And then you watch it and you're like, oh. So I kind of like Band Candy. It's just so simple, you know? Yeah, or Doppelgangland is kind of a cool name too. It sounds like an amusement park. Let's go to the next question. What are your early predictions for what's to come in Buffy season 4? From Patrick M. Dunn. Season 4. Okay, so I already kind of said this, but I feel like they're going to add another character, as I answered in the first question. They graduated high school, so we have to do something with college. So I imagine we're gonna be in a new setting, a new college setting. I don't know, Buffy might be staying at home, so maybe we'll get to see more of like her home life, like Buffy at home. I don't feel like we don't really see them at Buffy's house that much because there's not gonna be the library. Maybe they will go to Buffy's house to do their library stuff. You know what I mean? Where they like talk and stuff. I'm really bad at predicting plots because like I can't think of anything. Cause like anything could happen. Like I could freaking say the sun's gonna fall from the sky in Buffy season 4. And it could happen. Maybe, okay, here's a off the wall prediction that I'm just came up with in my head. So maybe it would be cool if they did like a season, if they do, because we lost a love interest. So what if we brought in a love interest and that love interest had something to do with like the bad people, and like the twist was that he was a bad person, or she. I'm fine with that too. You know what I mean? Like, have like a new love interest. We get to like them, we get to know them, and then at the end of the season, they're the bad guy. A nice little twist. Yeah, I'm just making stuff up. Next question. How is Buffy shaping up for you compared to other long TV series you've watched? How would you rate it against your other favorite shows? Okay. I have like a little DVD collection over there, so I'm looking. I think Buffy is a good combination of a lot of my favorite shows, if that makes sense. Like just looking over here. Like for example, even right here, I have the DVD set of Boy Meets World, and I have some Supernatural DVDs. It's kind of a combination of those two things if you think about it, minus all the guys. Like we deal with like Buffy's school life and growing up as a teenager, Boy Meets World, and then we deal with like her fighting vampires and demons and other creatures, and that's Supernatural-esque. So that's what I feel like Buffy does. Like it combines a lot of my favorite things in TV shows, like coming of age type stuff and dealing with, you know, high school drama or now college drama, just regular stuff, but having a nice mix of like the fun supernatural element, because I've always loved like supernatural shows. Not just the show Supernatural, but you know. Was that the question? How would you rate it? I don't want to rate it yet because I'm only on season 3. But so far it's high up there with like my top favorites. Favorite? Oh, okay. I got so confused. Favorite Oz? Is that how you say Willow and Oz's ship name? I was very lost for a second. Okay. Favorite Oz moments of season 3. Favorite Bangle. Angel Ban. How do you say their ship name? I said Bangle, but it can't be Bangle. Banjul. Okay, favorite Banjul moments of season 3. Any other favorite moment? I can't talk. Any other favorite moments of couples I didn't mention? Coupley stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. We had some tough moments for the Waz coupling in this season. This is when the kissing between Willow and Xander was going on. So, you know what? I can think of 2 at the top of my head right now. So after, you know, that whole thing with, I keep looking at myself, I'm sorry. I should look here. After that whole thing with Xander and Willow and, you know, Oz and Cordelia finding out, and then when Oz and Willow got back together, and there was, I don't remember what episode it was, but there was the scene where Willow was trying to, like, clearly she was trying to make Oz know that she liked him by, like, having sex with him, and he told her that, she didn't have to prove anything to him and that they could wait. And I loved that scene. It was so sweet, so cute. And then also, I think it was closer to the end of this season when Willow was taken, well, held captive or whatever. And Oz was like we don't see Oz show much emotion. And he didn't really show much emotion, but when he was like, he pushed that that thing. I just knocked my camera. That would have been great. He was super mad. I loved it. I'm here for like the damsel in distress trope. I love that trope, so don't come for me, but I just love that trope. Okay, and then, oh, Banjo, oh my god, okay. See, I feel like I'm more into Willow and Oz than Banjo. I don't know how to say that. You know, okay, in Amends, when Angel was having that freak out at the very, very, very end, and they had that, oh jeez, they had that talk. That was sweet. And I feel like the Banjo moments weren't that, like, for me. You know what I mean? In this season, like, nothing really sticking out in my head. Unless I'm just super, you know, well, the end was pretty good. Like, when, Buffy was trying to save him and she ended up forcing him to drink her blood. That was a cool scene. I will say that I think my favorite couple, even though they were short-lived in this season, was Xander and Cordelia. I just love their personalities together. So any moment of Xander and Cordelia that wasn't, like, negative, I really liked. I just really like those two. I hope this review is going good. I hope this is an okay way to do it. I just kind of like doing it more off the cuff, you know what I mean? I'm an unorganized person. Okay, next question. This one's a long one. Buffy is a fantasy show with vampires, demons, magic, and all other sorts of supernatural stuff. But the show appeals to both fans of supernatural fiction and people who wouldn't normally watch a show with monsters and apocalypses in it. Obviously, good writing and compelling characters are what makes the show so good, but there's something about Buffy that appeals to people who wouldn't normally consider themselves fans of fantasy/science fiction/horror. Would you consider yourself a fantasy fan? Yes. Before I continue with the other questions, 100,000% yes. Ever since I was little, I think it's just because my aunt and my mom have been watching that stuff, and I just watch stuff like that with them. Ever since I was little, I just love magical things, you know what I mean? I had a huge imagination, so I used to pretend that, like, everything was real, you know? Do you watch other TV shows that have supernatural elements like demons and magic in them? I've mentioned Supernatural before, and Teen Wolf. Speaking of Teen Wolf, they're coming out with a movie, and if Dylan O'Brien is not in it, I will have issues. Those are the two that pop in my head immediately. There's probably more that I can't. I watched that Netflix show, like Hemlock Grove. Do y'all remember that show? Anything that I see that seems interesting and has supernatural elements. I watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. You know, just whatever's on. And if not, what is it about Buffy the Vampire Slayer that made you interested to watch it? Well, I did watch other fantasy shows, but like I said earlier, when it comes to Buffy in comparison to the other shows I like, it feels different than other, like, supernatural shows, and it feels more closely like a regular non-supernatural show. I think it's like just like what I said before. They combine everything really well, and also the show isn't like the main driving point of the show isn't just the supernatural stuff. Like, the characters are really good, the like storytelling is really good, like the friendships are really sweet and good. Like, there's other really good stuff in the show that a lot of non-supernatural stuff focus on. So yeah, I think that answers it. I would like to ask you your opinion, feeling, judgment, critique, or whatever about Buffy's wardrobe and fashion style in general in the 3rd season. In general, or pointing out specific episode scenes or outfits as you wish. Which one is your favorite and which one you really dislike? Let me add, I see Buffy like a light version of Cordelia, not as posh as Cordy, but still a girl who knows style and fashion and who cares about her look. I agree. Cordelia's more into like high fashion or like or brands. During the second season, however, her fashion seemed to dwindle. Some of her choices in the second season were at best debatable. I even asked myself if Sarah Michelle Gellar had some argue with the wardrobe department. Even Willow, still maintaining her Willow look, was more stylish than Buffy in many episodes. But maybe it's just me, so I would like to listen to your point of view as a girly girl like Buffy. Okay, I like this question. Actually, an outfit that stands out to me the most through this season is one of Willow's outfits. It was what she was wearing in the Doppelgang. I don't know why I liked it so much. In the Doppelgangland episode, like her little sweater, the pink sweater with the skirt underneath. I thought that was so cute. I feel like in this season, there wasn't many things that popped out at me. I didn't even really like her prom dress as much as the other girls' prom dresses. I found two. Her outfit in this season, obviously, in the Earshot episode, when she's like just figuring out she can hear people. She's wearing like a longer gray skirt and like a black crop top almost, but not really crop top. And then she has really cute, like chunky heels. And her hair is kind of like up in one of these little clippies. I have literally no idea what episode this is from, but this outfit, I'll put it on the screen. I wonder if I can put it here. I probably can't, so I'm not gonna do that. This outfit with the tank top, the skirt, I just wish maybe the top was a little tighter and shorter, but I really like that outfit. And then one more, the outfit is really simple. It's like her little workout outfit. I also don't know what episode this is from. Faith is in it. I loved those outfits. Like I said, there's probably more, but I'm having a hard time thinking of some because I feel like her outfits from other seasons stood out to me more. Or maybe it was just that I was paying more attention to the outfits. And this season, I wasn't paying as much attention to them. But yeah, those were some picks for me. What do you think of the music so far? Both the score and the songs they play from Space Jack. I like the music that they play. The score, okay. I just edited, what episode? The episode where she has that test done on her by the council, and you know Giles also kind of betrays her a little bit. That episode, wow, the music in that episode, oh my god, I kept commenting on it in my reaction. I loved it so much. It was so like horror movie-esque, but like older, not even older, but just, I hate horror movies nowadays. The music sucks, but it was so good, so freaking good. Yeah, I really, and when they go, and I can't even talk. Look at me, I can't even talk. And when they go into the bronze, and that's usually when they have like the bands and stuff. I always love the music that they play there. So overall, the music in Buffy, whether it's the score or just like the live bands that they have, or the music they choose for background stuff, it's really good. I like it a lot. Overall, thoughts on how Willow and Oz's relationship went throughout the season. I actually really enjoyed their storyline. Obviously it wasn't perfect. Willow ended up cheating on Oz, but it's very realistic to a real high school relationship. Like, you know what? My boyfriend kissed another girl while we were dating in high school. Like, it literally happens all the time. It's so stupid. We broke up. Anyway, that's what this is about. Yeah, I like that there were bumps in the road. I just, how do I say this? It just feels more realistic. And they're so sweet with each other. I love their personalities together. I would classify Willow as baby. Like in my head, like there's people that have these certain personalities and they give off big baby energy. She's just adorable. She has an adorable personality. And Oz is like such a good guy. He's such a good person. It's just somebody that a person like Willow deserves, you know, someone that will appreciate how she is. So it's just nice that they just seem so good for each other, and like I said, I like that they did have problems because it's more realistic that way. Yeah, I liked it. I really like Willow and Oz. As of now, I think they're probably my favorite couple because Cordelia and Xander are no more, and neither are Buffy and Angel, so they're the only couple, I guess. For me, the highlight of the season is the relationship between the mayor and Faith. That was a good part of the season. Throughout the season, Faith refused to connect and bond with the Scoobies, but she managed to create a very deep bond with the mayor. What do you think? Why do you think she bonded with him? Furthermore, do you believe the mayor cared for her? Finally, with the end of season 3, Buffy and the gang are done with high school. How do you think that them going to college is going to affect the dynamic of the group? Love the reactions, William. Thank you, William. The mayor and Faith was such an interesting dynamic this season. In general, like in any TV show, it was such a unique dynamic. So why do you think she bonded with him? I think that from what we can gather about Faith is she doesn't really have anybody, and the people that she did have got taken away from her somehow. We don't really know anything about her dad. We know that her mom is not here, or no longer around, or dead, or something along those lines. And then her original watcher was killed as well. So she doesn't really have, she didn't really have like a parental figure in her life. And she was I feel like she was trying to connect with Buffy at points, but Buffy was also going through something on her own, and they weren't meshing well because of the timing. I feel like it was more of a timing thing. Like, Buffy and her friends were dealing with the aftermath of what happened in season 2, and since Faith wasn't there for that, she wasn't really included in those discussions and those things, but that made her feel left out. So I feel like she bonded so much with the mayor because he was giving her so much attention and so much care, you know what I mean? And like I said before, like a million times, the mayor gives off like such suburban dad energy. Like, he's such a dad. It's so weird. And so I feel like that kind of played into her, I just have it on my finger now, her like bonding with him, because he was his personality was very parental-like. You know what I mean? Furthermore, do you believe the mayor cared about her? I didn't think so at first. I thought he was using her to get what he wanted or needed or whatever, because he's the bad dude. But as as the story kept going, and especially like way later on, like when Faith got stabbed, you really saw how much he cared about her. It really did seem like he did think of her as like his daughter, which is interesting that happened for him more so than her. How do you think that them going to college is going to affect the dynamic of the group? I don't know, because college is very different in real life. There's a lot of people I stopped talking to, a lot of friends that I stopped talking to because we never saw each other that much anymore because of different classes, different schools, different yada yada yada. So, I mean, I don't think they're gonna grow apart that much, because they're like the main characters of the show, like they're important to the show. But maybe they'll start making other friends. You know, maybe we'll get more people added into the dynamic. I don't know if it will hurt the dynamic that much between the already existing friends. It really just depends. I don't really know what they're all deciding to do. I think I remember that Buffy and Willow decided to go to the same college. I don't know about Xander. He's kind of a wild card. And Cordelia got into some really good schools, so I don't know. I don't think it's gonna hurt them that much, though. I feel like if anything, it's gonna bring in new people, new friends. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Next question. Who is your favorite big bad thus far in the series? Okay, if Spike counts as a big bad, because I know that he technically ended up in season 2 not being the person we were like fighting by like the end of the season. But if he counts as one, I'm gonna go with Spike. And then if he doesn't, then I'm gonna go with, oh, that one's hard. It would have to, for right now, because it's so hard, a tie between Angelus and the mayor. They're tied for second place right now about how I feel. Because they're both really good in their own way. Because Angel was really good for like the plot and like the characters and like, you know, messing with the characters' heads and getting into Buffy's head, and it was really good for the emotional stuff. But the mayor was really good because the mayor was just so funny and like charismatic and unique. So it's hard to pick between because I like them for completely different reasons. And then of course Spike, he's just number one. He's Spike. Spike is like the mayor. He's charismatic, but in a completely different way. Spike is very charismatic. He's got the looks going for him. And there's something romantic about him, like the way he is with Drusilla and stuff. Even though the episode he showed up in this season wasn't very romantic, but you know what I mean, like in a twisted way. You get it. You point out how much you like characters' outfits and clothing a lot as you react. Which character do you think rocked the best style on the show through the high school years? Oh, that's a tough one because... Oh, you know what? No, it's easy. It's Cordelia, 100%. I loved a lot of Buffy's outfits, but I feel like Cordelia was more consistent, you know what I mean, with the looks. Like someone described at the top, she's very posh, she's very, like, she has a very preppy type style, but I love that. So I'm going to give it to Cordelia. Now, I don't think that she dressed the way that most high schoolers dress. I feel like that one I would give more to Willow if I had to choose. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Cordelia. I'm assuming you knew more or less from the beginning that there would be an Angel spinoff. When he died at the end of season 2 and before he came back, what were you expecting the show would be? What are you expecting it to be now? Elle. Hello, Elle. Actually, I didn't. I didn't know right when I started the show. I knew that there was going to be a spinoff, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to be about Angel. He was an option, if that makes sense. He was one of the people I was thinking it could be about. So, yeah, I kind of knew, kind of didn't know. He died at the end of season 2 before he came back. What were you expecting the show to be? Oh, I mean, like, what was I expecting the show to be without Angel? And what am I expecting it to be now without Angel? I don't know. It feels like Angel now, him being gone wouldn't affect the show that much. I don't really feel like many things would change except some stuff with Buffy, because mainly Angel's story revolved around her. So I don't feel like much in the show is gonna change. Not that I didn't like Angel in the show or I thought he was like a waste or something. It just I really enjoyed his character. It's just that like if he wasn't there, I don't think it would have made much of a difference, except for like certain plot points or like certain episodes, you know, that were important. You know what I mean? But now that you mention it, I'm wondering if, because Angel has been really helpful as far as having like a vampire on their side, or like another supernatural creature on their side. So now that you mention it, I wonder if things are going to start getting harder for them now that they don't have this extra person who can fight, who can figure out stuff from like the underground or whatever. Yeah, now I don't know. Maybe the friends will have to step up more, or maybe they're going to have to find another resident good vampire to help out. And also, after he left in season 2, or after he was killed in season 2, I didn't know if he would come back or not, and I was expecting the boy she was with, I was expecting that to go on, and I was expecting to see what it would be like for Buffy to date like a normal guy. And now that I'm bringing that up and thinking about season 4, I kind of hope that they do that. I kind of want to see Buffy be like I love like a good role reversal. You know how like typically in shows like this, the guy is like the protector and the girl's like the damsel in distress or whatever. I would love to see it. I mean, I know they've done that I think a couple of times where Buffy's had to save Angel, but Angel can very well take care of himself. So it'd be cool if they gave her like a regular ass boyfriend that kept getting himself into trouble and Buffy had to like save him a lot. I like that idea. This question, what's your favorite episode of season 3, from Patrick? Again, I'm going to throw that into a question that's coming up in a little bit that asks me basically the exact same thing. So I will answer that in a few moments. What would you be like as a vampire? Well, in my fantasy, I would be like Drusilla. Except I wouldn't be able to see the future, because I can't do that. What would I be like as a vampire? Because no matter how good of a person I am, here I go bragging, I would still be bad. Like, it doesn't matter if I was like the greatest person alive. Once I get turned into a vampire, like, you're evil. So I would be like a vengeful, I can't even talk. Vengeful vampire. Like, I wouldn't bother nobody. Like, I wouldn't be going after the Slayer. I wouldn't pull a spike and like try to go kill the Slayers. But if you mess with me, I'd probably kill you. Like that kind of thing. Because I hold grudges and stuff. And I would have to go locate Spike. Because of reasons. I would want to dress like Drusilla, that's for sure. And that one scene of her, I think it's actually in season 2. Well, duh, she's not in season 3. But where she's like, there's that really pretty music playing in the background, and she's like wearing this pretty dress, and she's like dancing, like, you know, all like this, coming down the stairs. And so that's what I would be like all day, every day. What is your opinion on Angel's departure? Do you think, other than him getting his own show, that it was done right? Do you think him leaving was pointless? This kind of ties into what I said earlier, but I feel like Angel leaving the show is, how do I phrase this? Like, I'm more indifferent towards it. Like, he could have stayed and the show still would have been good, and him leaving doesn't change that for me. Like, I still feel like the show is going to be just as good. I feel like, my point is, I feel like the show is good with or without him. Because like I said, he does serve a purpose, but now that he's not with Buffy anymore, somebody else can serve that same purpose, you know? Or we can find another way to, like, do that. I feel like him leaving the show won't affect it that much now. So him leaving now at this time was a good thing, like good timing. If he had left before, I don't know if I would have had the same answer. Because I do feel like he did play, there were certain things that he did in this season that were important, that he needed to be here for. So, yeah, I think it was good timing. I don't think him leaving is pointless. In season 2, there was Kendra the Vampire Slayer. Season 3, there was Faith the Vampire Slayer. Which did you like better? in personality and fighting skills? Oh no. I think we know the answer, at least to personality. And I'm gonna give it to Kendra. I just loved Kendra. And I really liked the bond that Kendra and Buffy were building. Now I know there's some people that do not like when you like ship everybody in a show, but you're gonna have to deal with it, okay? I was shipping Kendra and Buffy, okay? I liked it where it was going. I felt the friendship chemistry. I felt the ship chemistry. Like, I just really liked it. I did like her personality. I felt like she fit in great with the group, and she was so pretty. Okay, and fighting skills. Well, I guess I'd have to give it to Faith because we've seen more of her fighting skills. Faith was here for like basically the whole season. I mean, she wasn't in every single episode, but we got introduced to her at the beginning of the season and she stayed throughout. Whereas Kendra was only in like a couple episodes. We didn't get to see her fight like that much. So, personality, Kendra, 100%. I miss Kendra. Fighting skills, Faith. I'll give it to Faith. Okay, here is the last question, which I think is gonna encapsulate what everybody is kind of looking for. So, top 5 episodes. Okay, let me see. Okay, well, first of all, I'm putting The Wish as one of them. I'm not going to put these 5 in any certain order. These are just as they come to my brain, okay? So The Wish is going to be one for sure. Let's see. I'm going over them now. Band Candy, Lover's Walk, Doppelgangland. I'm going to go with the finale. Okay, so yeah, the finale. So you heard all of those, right? I don't have to go over them again, right? Okay, those are top 5 in no particular order. Worst episode, so just one. Worst episode, my least favorite episode this season. This is hard. This is really hard. I really liked like most of these episodes. I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast. Might be my least favorite. That one just, like in comparison to all the others, just didn't hit as hard for me, if that makes sense. Best season 3 character arc. Ooh, character arc. I'm gonna go with Faith, actually. I think Faith had the most interesting character arc. Obviously, she didn't go in a good way. She went in a bad way. But it was interesting to watch her like change. Like, I feel like out of all the characters, even though we knew Faith the least in comparison to the others, Faith changed the most throughout the season, and we witnessed it. Like, I remember being blown away each time she did something new. Like, she accidentally killed the person. Whoa, now she wants to torture Buffy. Whoa, now she wants to kill Buffy. Now she wants to kill this random guy that has nothing to do with anything. It was just interesting, and I liked it. Even though I didn't like her, but I gotta say her character arc was good and interesting. Were there any overarching themes this season that spoke to you? I don't know if this is an overarching theme. To be honest, I'm not sure what that means 100%, but I'm just gonna answer what I think it means. This is ASMR. Maybe Buffy was kind of struggling with herself this season. Like, she really, like, I remember in the homecoming episode just wanting to, like, be a part of high school. I feel like that was something that she struggled with, like, just wanting to be able to balance, like, being the Slayer, because she still wants to be the Slayer, I feel like, now, but also being a part of, like, high school and, like, you know, the pictures that she missed. And then we got to see at prom, was that prom? Yeah, prom, that she got like a superlative, which is a big deal at high school, you know, like getting a little like award at prom, and all the students were appreciating her. Her reward was for being the Slayer, so it kind of like she got what she wanted by being the Slayer, you know what I mean? And then at the end, she kind of like stood up for herself and was like, I'm not working with the council anymore. I'm gonna do my own thing. Go away. I think maybe that's something that would count as a theme, but I don't know. I really hope I answered that question correctly. Do you prefer season 2 or season 3? This is hard because season 2 was really good and emotional. They were good for different reasons. That's what I'm having trouble with. Season 2 was all about Buffy dealing with her boyfriend becoming a freaking psychopath killer. And it had Spike and Drusilla. Hello. And it was very emotional and personal, you know, to Buffy. And this season had so many, like, awesome episodes. Like, it was like one hit after one hit after one, you know what I mean? Like hit after hit after hit. And it had like The Wish and Doppelganger. Those are probably like my top favorite episodes so far. For right now, I feel like I'm gonna say season 3 but maybe that's just because it's really fresh on my mind, you know? It's fresh and it's new. Maybe season 3 had more consistently good episodes. You know what I mean? Not that season 2 had a bunch of bad episodes, just season 3 felt like they were like one after another, were like top tier. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say season 3 for now. For now, that opinion may change. Favorite single moment in the season, in the series thus far? A single moment? A single moment? Okay, I'm gonna have to go with when they tricked us into thinking Cordelia was fucking... Okay, I can't say that on YouTube. Tricked us into thinking Cordelia was dead. That was insane. I've never been tricked like that before by a TV show. I'll say that's my favorite moment just because it was just kind of funny. Like we got like rickrolled, you know what I mean? We got trolled. That was a good moment. Love your reactions. You seem to have a very... This is the same question, by the way. You seem to have a very intuitive, I should know that word, and emotionally grounded experience of the show, which is refreshing. Bonus points, I can't even talk. I can't read. Bonus points for getting the Zeppo on the first watch. A lot of viewers, myself included, found that episode kind of jarring for the first time. Oh, really? I think it sort of... Guys, I'm struggling to read. I think it takes a sort of open-mindedness to suspend your expectations of what an episode is supposed to be and enjoy that one for the ride. I can't read. The first time through. Why can't I read? Also for having some empathy for Wesley. Again, difficult for most. On the first watch, I don't understand why. I mean, thank you. First of all, thank you for all the compliments. But honestly, I'm surprised because I don't feel like I'm trying to do anything. Yeah, I really liked the Zeppo. I thought it was a cool episode. I maybe it's just because like when shows do things out of the box, it always ends up being like my favorite thing ever. So I kind of do pick up on when a show is trying to do something different because I'm looking out for it almost in a way. For example, I think I brought up the Supernatural episode before where they like are in a different universe where they're on a TV show called Supernatural, but and they're like playing themselves, like their real selves. Like it's Sam and Dean playing like the actors who play Sam and Dean. It's crazy. That shit was like the best shit ever. And the Zeppo, where they like focused on like the side stories instead of focusing on the main stories, that was so freaking cool. Or maybe it also helped me that I took both like story writing classes and screenwriting classes in college. And I even wrote, like, I had to write, like, a whole movie. Was it a movie or a short film? I had to write a script and everything. Even though I can't remember, like, terminology because it was just, like, those were, like, side things that I did that didn't have anything to do with my major. But, it's really interesting to me, like, story structure and just subverting expectations, just anything like that is interesting, and I'm always looking for something like that. And since I knew, once we got to the Zeppo episode, at that point I knew Buffy tended to do shit like that, you know, do like different things. Going forward, I'm always kind of looking for it, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why I was able to pick up on the Zeppo. I could just tell that they were trying to do something different, and I was like, oh, this is what's happening. And my empathy for Wesley. Why don't you have empathy for Wesley? I don't understand that one either. Maybe I think his personality is endearing. I like people like that are kind of like they're trying their best, but they're kind of like not good at what they're doing. Like, it's endearing to me. I'm endeared by a lot of things people are annoyed by. Like, for example, so this is just an example. I never finished My Hero Academia, by the way. But I started watching My Hero Academia, and I really liked the main character. I thought he was really endearing and, like, cute and adorable and sweet. And I felt really bad for him. But a lot of people find him annoying because of the same reasons that I think he's endearing. So I think that's just what it is. Like, the qualities that you guys are finding annoying in Wesley are things that I find very endearing. That was actually the end of all the questions. Maybe we'll do my favorite characters for this season and my least favorite characters. Because we covered my favorite episodes and least favorite. We covered favorite seasons and least favorite. Well, not least favorite, but you know, out of the season so far. Let's do characters just in case someone wants to know that. Making sure I cover everything people want to hear. So for this season only, unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to push Cordelia back a little bit because she wasn't really that great in this season. She wasn't really that prominent in this season. I do kind of miss her jokes and like her just being around. I feel like she was still there, but like she was less prominent this season. But my favorite character, Oz. I'm gonna give my favorite character this season to Oz, top character this season, and Buffy, of course. I liked Buffy a lot this season. My least favorite character this season. I don't want to say Faith because, like, yes, she's my least favorite, like, character as in she was a terrible person. But she was a really interesting character story-wise. I don't know. I don't know if I have any character that I, like, wasn't liking at all this season. So I'm just going to say Faith just because her character was, like, a bad person. But I think she was a really interesting character story-wise. Oh, I'm sure people want some predictions for season 4 and predictions for Angel. So here are some of those. I did kind of give some predictions for season 4 already. So I'll do some predictions for Angel because I genuinely don't know. I'm now thinking, where would it take place? I'm assuming not in Sunnydale. I'm gonna guess they're going to some other town, maybe like a small town, or not a small town, like an average sized town that maybe it also has, not obviously it's not going to have a Hellmouth because that's in Sunnydale, but maybe it has its own thing. Like Beacon Hills is like, and Teen Wolf is just like a beacon for supernatural stuff. Maybe there's something like that for like another area in the world. Maybe they'll go international. Wow, I don't even know. What would he... I wonder if he's going to get like a... Well, he can't really get like a gang of vampires because he's the only good vampire. Oh my god, what is going to happen? Do you see? This is why I suck at predictions. Is he going to get a love interest? Oh, I'm going to predict a love interest, but not in the first season. Or maybe they'll introduce the love interest in the first season, but we don't know that they're going to be the love interest, you know? We won't know till later. Well, I assume they're going to deal with vampires and demons the same way that Buffy does. Except obviously there won't be a high school setting. There won't be any kind of school setting. So what kind of setting could it be? He's a vampire. He can only be at night. So maybe... I don't know. Wow, this is really bad. He's got to get a gang though, doesn't he? Like, he's got to get a gang of people. So I think that maybe there'll be like one person that isn't knowledgeable in supernatural stuff. So we got like one normal person that gets thrown into it, and then other people, maybe there will be a watcher, like an old watcher who join, because we need somebody like Giles. Maybe we'll have, because you remember that werewolf hunter? Maybe there's like vampire hunters or demon hunters. It's kind of like what Supernatural has, like those kind of hunters. Maybe Angel will meet up with something like that, people like that, and they'll help each other. Or maybe he's gonna do this completely solo. I don't know. I have like either or predictions. Okay, I'll do one more. I remember this question from last time. Some before asked me my favorite like villain, like throwaway villain this season, and favorite like side character. So let's do that, just so I make sure I cover like everything people wanted to know. Just in case, I'm just trying to cover my bases here. Let's see, favorite, what did I say? Villain, okay, like besides the mayor. My or like Faith or something. Oh, I know. I think I know. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to go with two. So my two favorite, like, one-off villains, I'm going to give one to the vampire from Helpless. He was something else. He was terrifying. He really scared the shit out of me. And I'm going to give the other one to the evil Willow, the bad Willow, the vampire Willow from Doppelgangland. Just because, like, why wouldn't I? And then for favorite, like, side characters this season... Oh, and Spikes. I forgot Spike popped up this... Add Spike in there, too. Side character. Oh, can I count Spike as a side character? Yeah. Spike's gonna be in both. Does Faith count as a side character? Maybe Faith as well, if she counts. I really hope I covered everything that people wanted to know. There was one person in the comments that wanted to know like some personal stuff, like why I started Buffy, and I said this in my first reaction. I think I did, at least. My aunt and my mom watched this show when I was really little. They always talk about how I would like it, and I wanted to start doing reaction videos. And there was like a reactor that I was watching. I think I was watching his Stranger Things reactions, maybe, or Harry Potter. I don't remember. I was watching somebody's reactions to something, and they also reacted to Buffy. And I was like, oh yeah, that's that show that my mom loves. And I just was like, why not just do Buffy? Like, my mom and my aunt loved it. I know I'll love it. They tell me that I'll love it. And I want to start reacting to shows. And it sounds really interesting, so why not? It was really just more random than anything. But yeah, okay. I think that's it for today. Yeah, I think that's it for this season 3 review. It's pretty long, I think. I hope that I covered everything that you guys wanted to know. These were all the questions that were there, and I tried to think of other things that possibly could have been missed. But if I forgot something, if there is something that I forgot, you can put it in the comments of this video, and I will bring it up in my reaction to season 4, episode 1. Sorry if this felt disorganized or anything. I just kind of thought it would be easier just to go through all the questions as I saw them, and then answer anything that felt like that felt left over at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I hope this was okay. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really, really did love season 3. As you saw, I picked it as my favorite so far. But we'll have to see if that changes as we go on. Okay, this is it. This is goodbye to season 3. So I will see you guys next week with episode 1 of season 4 of Buffy and episode 1 of season 1 of Angel. I don't want to say goodbye to season 3. Okay. Bye, season 3, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.